The price has gone up so much. Like recently. Like I think I sold did I sell mine even? Let me look at my inventory. I guess I don't care if it keeps going up. No, I did sell it. I think I have my boots set to sell at $5. I think I might sell the balaclava as well. Like, do I care? I don't think the price could get much higher than this. Although, like, it was hovering. The reason why I sold it is because it was kind of hovering around the same price for like a while, like the whole month of October. But like in the last like 3 months, the price jumped up like $7 or $8. Huh. Well, whatever. I got $20 for free.
That's cool.
By being a Prime subscriber. So. You said you shared the controls?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get my recording devices set up. Make sure the levels are good. Okay. Okay. And do you have it on YouTube yet?
Yeah, I got the notification.
I just got it. Yes. There it is. Okay.
Come on, computer, catch up.
All right, I'm gonna listen. All right, everyone. This is John. I'm talking at my normal volume. TJ, go.
Fuck this shit. I'm a crab.
All right. Matt, go.
Hi, my name's Matt, and I did music for a play, and then they shot a trailer for it, and I'm watching it now.
Cool. I'm gonna talk. All right, man. As per usual, Matt, you're too loud. I don't know what you've done.
Can't believe you've done this.
I don't know what you've done lately, but you've been the loudest of all of us.
Me?
Yeah. I can adjust it.
How about now? That noticeable difference?
All right. Can you say how loud am I being?
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 All right, everyone, silencio. TJ, you're fine.
Butterball. Butterball chicken.
All right. I don't know. Matt, did you turn yourself down?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. That'll probably be fine then. I can't tell much of a difference, but it does sound a little quieter, but I don't want to turn you down too much. You weren't that loud. I was just too quiet in the past.
I do get louder fine when I'm drinking. So.
Yeah, that could be it. Oops. Go.
Speaking of drinking, I should heat up some tea.
Do it.
Yeah.
Too late for tea.
British son of a bitch.
I can't believe I got $20 from fucking garbage. Now I'm pissed that I sold that thing for $5. Everything skyrocketed. I should have said it like 10. Whatever. What should I buy with my ill-gotten gains? There's a sale.
Drugs.
I think
Virtual
I'm just gonna buy.
Drugs.
I think I'm just gonna buy the new Wolfenstein.
Hi.
You know what I mean? When it's available.
Yep.
I promised myself I won't buy the new Wolfenstein though until I finish the old one. TJ, you should play that Doki Doki Literature Club.
I should. I really should.
It's free.
I heard it's free and fucked up, which is both of my favorite things.
You've got it spoiled. That's okay.
Well, not really. I just heard it was fucked up. That's all it is. But it wasn't directly spoiled to me at all.
Well, yeah, don't read any spoilers. Don't read anything about it. Just play it. Although it's too late because we're going to talk about it. So.
Yep. Talk about it in the line chat too.
Oh yeah. Well, but I didn't get into too many specifics. other than how to finish it. It's pretty cool because I felt like a real cool boy when I figured it out. Because I was like, what do I do? And then I was like, oh shit. Because she mentioned, like, the characters, like, I even removed all of their character files from the directory and, you know, wherever that is. And if you're on Steam, it's here. And I was like, oh, they're being very specific for a reason. And I was like, oh shit. And then you look in there and there's just one name in there. And I deleted it. And I went, and everything went to shit. And then the game started over with the character missing. And then things get weird again really quickly. How did you, Matt? How did you finish it though? Because there's multiple endings supposedly. Can you not play the game now? Does it have a little white like parchment paper that has like some text on it? When you try
I don't know. I didn't try to open it up again.
Okay, because like when I try and open the game now, it just says cannot be played and then closes. Because it breaks itself when you finish it. It's meant to be like a horror movie, like software's possessed. Did it freak you out? Did it freak you out by knowing your name?
That freaked me out.
I know.
I think
that was so good.
That was the only part that was like probably from like the Steam billing information or something.
No. Your computer name. Do you have Matt as like your Windows login like name?
Yeah, but
that's it.
But
or maybe it got it from Steam, but I know the other games do it because like my computer, I think my computer's, if you use like Windows 10, it uses your name that you give Windows.
When you set it up under owner name at the
beginning. So like when you start your copy of Windows, it asks for your name. And that's stored in your computer, and I found it, and it's like, hey, is this your name? Yeah, that part was so cool.
Yeah, that freaked me out.
I was like, what the fuck? It got me. It was a good spook game. Free. I don't know how I never heard of it. I don't even know how I found it.
Very recent. I know my buddies in my other chat have been talking about it for a little while.
Okay, because it came out in September. Like late September.
It's only 2 months ago.
But I didn't find it until like the end. Anyway, I gotta get Wolfenstein 2 because I hear it's pretty good. I've been trying to finish the first one. I don't know how far through I am. I'm 4 hours in.
Save it for the podcast.
Alright. Let me get the notes up.
You're gonna have so many extra characters for #soup.
Oh God, no. Alright, give me a sec.
Waiting for my computer to catch up with
a couple things to not talk about. Oh man, we got through a lot of stuff, boys. I feel like I have a lot of stuff to talk about, though. What else is there? We had like 2 whole weeks of stuff that happened to us. Now I'm blanking. I should write this stuff down in the doc, you know?
Yeah. I was like stuck in a theater for most of the week, so I didn't do a lot.
I binge watched an anime.
Which one?
Write it down, bro.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm waiting to get in there. It's taking forever.
What the fuck balls did I do? I was like, oh, I'm gonna have so much to talk about.
It's not even a good anime.
Lots of news stuff happened though.
Yeah.
Something just happened today. Oh shit! I was gonna mention something. Oh, on the thing.
The thing?
Discord. We should have said when we were recording.
Oh. Well, we're recording now. Discord.
Someone say it on Discord.
Let me open up Discord if my computer can handle it.
No, Respawn. Entertainment.
What's happened? Fuck?
They got bought.
What?
Oh. That's better than everything else that's been happening to every other studio.
They got bought by EA.
Yeah, we never talked about that Star Wars deal.
Wait. So they've only been in partnership, but now they own them?
Correct. They were an independent studio that had an exclusivity deal for publishing with EA. Oh, we could talk about Jeremy Parish's absolutely fucking nonsense ranking of Mario games. TJ, I want you to guess what number 1 is. His number 1 ranked Super Mario game.
I don't know who Jeremy Parish is.
He's the guy that does podcasts and video game stuff.
But if it sounds like something that's worth discussing, his number 1 is probably something dumb like Super Mario Brothers 2.
Oh no. Super Mario Brothers 2. I wonder if you've even put it on the list. Because it's not a Mario game, technically. Yeah, he didn't put it on the list, which is insane because it is a Mario game.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Anyway, I disagree with a lot about this list.
Did he put Galaxy 2 as number 1?
Super Mario 64 is number 11.
Okay.
So, there's already a problem.
He is absolutely entitled to his opinion, as much as it doesn't align with most people's headcanon.
Super Mario Brothers Wii is number 10, ahead of Super Mario 64.
What?
It's insane!
Does he have 3D Land as number 1?
No. New Super Mario Brothers U. What? This is a terrible list.
That's not...
It's like...
That's not even in my top 5... That's not even in my top 5 of 2D Marios.
Yeah, I know, right? Anyway. Super Mario Sunshine is third from the last.
And I will...
No, Super Mario Brothers 2 is on here. It's on here.
Okay. I will argue this to my grave, but Mario 3 beats out any 3D Mario.
See, you got
That's
Mario.
True.
He's got Mario 3 at number 2, which is like makes sense. Like,
wait, what's his number 1? Did you say it already?
Yeah,
New Super U.
Mario Brothers U.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's the one for Wii U. It's the 2D
The only
Mario
one
with
that's
4 player.
close to unseating Super Mario Brothers 3 for me is Super Mario World, and it's not even that close.
To be fair to this reviewer, I haven't played New Super Mario Brothers U.
I have. It's okay. I liked Mario Wii better, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and I liked New Super Mario Brothers even better than that.
Yeah. I liked Super Mario 3D World better. That's a good game.
It is.
As is the DS one. I mean, they're all good games. None of these are bad games. That's the thing. Like, we're already all good here. Alright, but no, we don't need to talk about that. It's a little too complicated. But we could talk about it. Ranking of Marios. Let me just look it up.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm getting a code. Because we had to hit a pre-order goal, and they didn't tell us if we hit it or not. Because it was company-wide.
Oh, shit.
So, I don't want to buy it and then get it free. For Super Mario Odyssey.
You haven't played Odyssey?
I haven't played Odyssey yet. So I'm trying to avoid most media about it.
Well, I won't spoil anything.
Not because there's much to spoil. Just some interesting stuff at the end.
There's little stuff at the end that was fun to see without having it spoiled, so I won't spoil it. I'll just say give you the advice that someone gave me that's not a spoiler, and that is...
Wear a ridiculous costume at the end?
No, finish each world. Don't try and get all the moons. Just go to the next one. Get to the end. Because when you get to the end, a lot of cool stuff happens, and you're going to want to go back. It's like it doesn't end, you know? You can go back after the ending. So, and you'll have more fun after the end. So, going back. Because there's a lot more to do after. You know, it's like all the newer ones. There's a lot more to do after it ends. So like, don't try and like do everything on the first run through, because there will be more to do. Oh, it's fun. God, I've been addicted, like, to just going through it. Anyway. Odyssey, yes, see. All right, let me tweet salad. Twitter.com. Oh, I got 280 characters of hashtag salad to get through, so...
I don't. I'm still 140.
No, you're not. What? Are you using a different app?
No.
Than the main Twitter app?
Use the main Twitter app.
Oh, everyone should be at...
Yeah, everyone should be at 280.
Alright, I'll also check the website, too. My Discord's taking forever to load.
Hashtag Roy Moore. Hashtag Hillary
Clinton.
Oh,
no. Louis C.K.
Hashtag Louis C.K. Hashtag Scandal.
Hashtag Grace 300.
Nathan for you. Oh my God. Only my phone knows. God, this hashtag salad's insane now.
How come this doesn't have a counter?
It's got a circle
have a counter for me.
that fills up,
it's a circle.
and then the numbers show up when you get to 20. When you have 20 characters left, the numbers start showing up. It's really shitty and dumb. What the fuck do you want?
I'd rather just have the number.
I know, right?
Do I have to update the Twitter app, maybe?
There you go.
Hashtag I kneel. Hashtag
Are you just gonna include that every week?
Hashtag Pokemon Go. Hashtag Harry Potter Wizards Unite.
Hashtag Harry and the Hendersons.
Oh, yeah, so many. Let me just at J.K. Rowling in here. Let me just throw an at to J.K. Rowling. Hashtag
John Hillerman.
Nintendo.
Hashtag Sean Hannity.
Hashtag Hannity. Hashtag. Okay, I got 9 characters left, boys.
Fuck. Hey,
I don't know what's going on in the world today.
Oh, nothing. Hashtag Christopher Plummer.
Oh, the NES Classic is starting to have more copies in sale.
Oh, really?
NES Classic is 1 character too long for my hashtag salad. I gotta remove something.
NES Classic.
Do I have anything that's too long?
Hashtag our incels.
I did that already. Wait, what's the other one? The kidless one?
Child free.
Child free.
That's gonna be too long.
That's still around.
Wait, it's not. It's exactly enough. I got 0 characters left. Tweet! Woo!
Woo!
I didn't even write that we were doing a podcast.
It doesn't matter. It's all about image.
Fuck.
Image and branding.
Baby.
All right, now we're famous, right?
Oh, yep. Well, now that
So which one of us is going to have the sex
my Twitter
scandal?
followers with my new tweeting arrangement. So
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Holy shit. I'm seeing your hashtag salad.
It's a lot of
Let
hashtags.
me see it. Holy crap.
Oh, yeah. We can make fun of Twitter now because you can have like a really long name.
It also does not say what you're linking to. It just has the link.
Fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
All right, boys.
It's about exposure. Visibility.
Twitter let you have super long names. I can't use Twitter in my name. All right, my new Twitter name is John Danger is my profile name on this website. So, oh, Twitter fucked up. All right, we gotta talk about 280 characters, huh? I got 280 characters before some people.
That's like the most pressing thing in the world right now. Hashtag blessed.
I got like a night before everyone else did.
You're anyway, so goddamn pompous about it.
What else have I watched? Besides The World Burn. Oh, yeah. Fuck. God, I had so much to talk about. Well, I'm sure it'll all come up as we speak.
Yeah.
I can barely recall, but it's all coming back to me now.
I saw the Star Wars trailer.
I didn't.
Why?
I had to, because I was in a movie and it was forced on me and I didn't want to get up and walk out. I was raped by the trailer. I was raped. Oh yeah, shit. Switch Hulu.
That was today too.
Yeah, so little fanfare for this. They just rolled it out. All the Harry Potter films are coming to HBO TV and streaming in 2018. Which would make sense because they're a Warner Brothers studio licensor. Anything else, boys, before we begin? You don't watch. There's the new Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard about that too.
She has an outfit, and I guess people were upset about it because people are dumb and terrible. Some people were. Some vocal people were.
I'm gonna go heat my tea.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get started as soon as you get back then.
I still have like 1 or 2 seasons of Capaldi to watch that I just never got around to.
Yeah, me too. I watched everything with the last season.
How many seasons was he on?
I think the most 4, I think.
Oh, really? Because I know I saw his first season. Maybe his second. I don't know.
Let's see here. 12th Doctor. No, it was only 3.
Okay, so yeah, I must have just seen the first one.
It's just that everybody else was 2, right? Or no?
No, Matt Smith was on forever.
Oh, no, he did 3. Oh, he did 4. Oh, 3. 3 in the special. Same as what this guy will do, Capaldi. Because I think they're going to do the Christmas special and do the little switch over.
All
in
right.
This episode. And then David Tennant did 2, I think. Oops, I clicked on David Tennant's name, not the doctor.
Yeah, he only did 2.
No, he did 3. They all did 3
really?
plus specials. Yeah.
Not
Except
what's
for
his
obviously
face?
the 9th Doctor. Who I liked him. Looking back, but I understand why they moved on.
Well, they moved on because he didn't want to do it anymore, I think.
Yeah.
I think he just didn't like it. Yeah. I long for the days when I could just stay at home all day and binge Doctor Who.
I see.
Those were good days. TJ's making tea. Putting the starting soon banner back up because we haven't started yet.
Yeah. Oh, let's go to the party time.
Ba-ba-do-do-do-do-do. do do.
Thank you. Did you see the multiple giant news outlets putting out YouTube articles? Like New York Times had an article about the crazy kids YouTube stuff that we talked about in the podcast like a year ago.
The Spider-Man and shit?
Yeah. They had a whole thing about that.
Do we get like royalties for that?
No. I mean, we kind of took that from... Oh, Westworld's going to be starting spring of next year. It's going to be back. So soon.
Really?
I'm excited.
Are they... Oh, yeah, they were already filming, I think. They were filming a bunch of stuff in Utah.
They're currently in filming or, like, wrapping it up now, so... Okay, I got there's a lot of news now.
Let's get this started whenever you're ready.
It's really hard for me to not talk about, like, the multiple scandals that broke today.
What scandals? You want to get it over with and just like
No, I don't. I want to escape from that, but it's still like it's hard to push it out of my brain. It's just so fucked. It's all fucked. We're all fucked.
You are.
That's all right. Alabama gets a choice. Liberal. Or pedophile. One of the two. Which is worse?
Anyways, welcome to Born in the 80s.
Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 290. I'm sorry, we're out of the 80s. 290, I'm your host, John Rowe, joined by my co-hosts.
Matt Hag.
TJ May, I guess. if we're just going to skip the order and mess this all up.
All right. Let's start this over again.
TJ, did you not hear me?
TJ, I don't know if you heard Matt talk, but he did say something, and then there was a big pause.
Oh, I didn't hear him at all. I did not hear anything he said during that part.
Lauren's ruining everything now.
Fair enough.
By turning on the audio.
Lauren, more like boring.
All right. Okay, I'm ready. Are you ready? All right, yeah, guys, we gotta get amped up. Let's get amped up.
All right, let's play a warm up game. Zip zap zap.
Yeah.
Zip zap.
Zip zap.
Zip
zap zap.
Zap.
Zippity zip. Zippity doo dah. Zippity 8. Let me check levels.
Red leather, yellow leather, good blood, bad blood.
Yeah, we gotta get that in there. Improv games.
Freeze.
I actually am checking levels now.
YKK is the only manufacturer that makes zippers.
That's true. Yeah, let's start with a slow clap. We'll try to sync it up with our various stream delays.
Oh, mine's horrible, so I wouldn't even try.
All right.
Woo! Born in the 80s! Check this out. This is a bottle opener.
Okay.
And it also shoots the bottle cap out.
Oh, nice.
I don't have any bottles to show it off with, though.
It's okay. Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 290. I'm your host, John Rowe, joined by my co-hosts.
Matt Hag.
And TJ May.
Yeah, all right, we did it right that time. Take two is
There's a
always
cat
good.
hair on my
Born in the 80s.
microphone.
We're out of the 80s, though. It's episode 290, folks.
Born
How
in
do
the
you feel?
90s. I'm feeling
How
like
does it
I
feel
should.
out taking...
I'm going to listen to some angsty music and have black coffee and do
Yeah.
heroin and
yeah. Fall in love with Courtney Love.
yeah.
So, how does it feel taking a week off, boys?
It felt weird.
The listeners don't know.
Horrible.
But they may have known that our Halloween episode aired a week after Halloween. So, it's okay.
Well, that's what you
I
signed
don't know.
up for.
Timelines didn't work out last week. So, Matt, why couldn't you record? Let's get to you because you were the biggest stumbling block here. I wanted to.
I'm the biggest problem.
Fault.
It's all my
Yep,
fault.
I want them to know.
No, I was working on a play, writing some music for a play, and it's opening tomorrow, which by the time this comes out will be like several days ago. So I was in the theater all week, just like in a dark, cold basement.
Yes,
That's been my
Matt's
week.
natural habitat, the dank basement.
The dankest. I only hang out in the dankest places.
Adam won't be joining us this week. Apologies.
Yeah, he's
I haven't
taking a
even
week off.
asked him in so long. I'll call him. So anyway, what's going on, guys? Well, I call Adam.
Not much. Just been
So I played a Stranger Things game on my phone. That was pretty neat.
Okay.
It's free.
I have not finished the season of the new season.
I've seen like 3 episodes. I'm gonna get back to it. I really like it so far though. But the game they released is basically like Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past with a Stranger Things skin.
That sounds cool.
Yep. I don't think I'm gonna get an answer here.
I'm too stoned to do this.
Hello?
Hey!
Hey Adam!
How's it going, Adam?
Good.
What's up? What are you up to?
I was just watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. What's your patented Born in the 80s review?
I like it. It's good.
Okay, out of 5 stars.
4.
4? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good number. That's respectable.
Yeah.
Now we're recording the podcast live now, and I said I would call you, and then I followed through with it.
Cool.
Yep. That's it. You go back to your work.
Awesome.
I just wanted to chime in. That's this week's Adam update.
Yep.
All right. Have fun with your 99 Brooklyns.
Mm-hmm.
Smoke weed every day.
You know, it's good. He did answer though, first time.
That
You know how
is
many
true.
people I call and they don't answer the first time? Adam's right on there. What a good friend. You know,
Yeah,
and I
I
didn't tell him we
definitely-
were
I'll
recording,
wait to
so
see if-
I do feel bad about that.
I never
It's
answer the
okay.
phone.
He doesn't
If you
use
don't leave
line.
a
That's the
voicemail with
problem.
me, you might as well just not even call.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm not a voicemail fan. Yeah, so yeah. Have you listened to or watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Sorry.
No, I haven't.
I've
No.
only seen clips.
I listened to, or I watched like one episode. Sorry, I say listen because I'm trying to fuck with the audio levels while we're talking.
John's
'Cause
having a
I'm worried
stroke.
It's too loud or too quiet. Anyway,
Do you smell toast?
Yes. Well, I have had headaches for like a month, so maybe I am dying. But so the show Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I watched like the first episode, the pilot, and I don't know, I bounced off, and then like everyone's like continues to talk about how amazing it is, and like I like Michael Schur, you know, or or is it Michael Schur? Who created it? It's a guy who created Parks and Rec, like created the show. And it's like, that's one of my favorite shows. So I feel like I probably would like this. It's always hard to get into a new show, though, you know? Like,
yeah.
all the characters are doing their own thing. You're like, it hasn't become routine and fun yet. So, like, that first season of Parks and Rec's a little rough, so I get it. But I should watch it. There's just too much TV to watch, Matt. Don't you understand?
There is.
How does
There's so
Adam
much
do it?
TV that I haven't watched.
He watches every show that's ever come out.
I just need to start watching TV at work, and then I can get caught up.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That was the best. Working at the technology assistance desk back in college, just watching Netflix
Yeah.
all day. Oh, that was so great.
Dude, I remember that shit. I actually didn't watch Netflix all day, though. Because Netflix didn't have streaming when I was on the tech desk. So, Matt.
Yeah, I think when I
You're
first started,
young.
I was bringing like DVDs in, and like the library rented out DVDs, so I would get stuff from there too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can tell you what I watched. Sorry, I'm still like trying to fuck with the audio levels here because I'm really paranoid because the last like 3 episodes Matt was way louder than everyone else, and it was concerning. There was one episode actually, I don't know if listeners remember, where I was very quiet the whole thing. And I actually manually went in and like boosted my level like in every spot where it was only me talking because since we record it all 3 in one like mix, it's impossible to like do too much fixing and Levelator just doesn't work because it gets weird with the volume levels when they switch. Levelator kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, weird.
It actually the volume goes up and down when on Levelator like noticeably, and it's like I thought this was supposed to level, but it doesn't really. It's so weird. So anyway, what were we talking about? Levels, audio,
A television program.
a television program.
Man, we take a week
999.
off, we really lose our professionalism.
I know. Holy fuck! All right, god damn. Let's restart. We got to restart the podcast.
Welcome to
guys.
Born in the 80s, episode 290. I'm your host, John Rowe.
I'm your colleague Matthew Allen Hagg.
Adam Ham.
Smoke weed
Oh, no.
every day.
Oh shit. Okay. No. Let's get to it. Let's hop into a thing. So, Matt, you mentioned you played Stranger Things the game before I called Matt.
Before you call
Or
that.
I'm sorry. God damn it. Before I
Yes,
called TJ.
I did. It's a free game. Download it. Because it's free.
Okay.
And there's
I'm
no
gonna
free-to-play
I'm gonna
bullshit
download it
in
right
it.
now.
It's
Okay.
fun. It's yeah, like I said, it's basically like a Legend of Zelda style top-down kind of puzzle game. And it's a lot
Stranger
of fun.
Things the game.
Yeah.
It does have 1 million downloads and a 4.8 rating. So
It's quality, man.
that sounds good though. I like that it doesn't have all the free to play bullshit in it.
No, yeah, it's
You know.
purely to
Like the
just
new.
like
You go. I was gonna say
It's
that
just
you should finish your
purely
actual
to degenerate hype around the show. So they're not
Yeah.
trying to make money off of
Yeah,
it
yeah.
at all.
Yeah, but that's like a smart thing,
Mm.
you know? God damn my fucking. Ugh! I put my phone down and there's feedback from my microphone because it was too close to it. I can't do anything right today. Fucking A. Alright. Yeah, it actually looks like a Zelda game, and the ratings were very high, at least on the Google Play Store, so it is downloading on my computer, but I can't have my phone too close to my microphone or else it buzzes. So let's get rid of that. You know, what I was gonna say is like you guys have heard of the new Animal Crossing game, correct?
Yes.
Animal Crossing for the
Mobiles.
for the Australians. Because apparently it's available to download in Australia, but nowhere else. So, are you in Australia, TJ?
No, not
you-
this week.
So I haven't gotten to play it yet either. It's coming out. I thought it was like early November. The Animal Crossing phone game. Fuck, what's it called? Like trailer park camping. What is it? You're in like a camping park, right?
Two animal,
Camping
two
boys.
Two
God
crocs.
damn it, TJ, you're the Nintendo
Animal
Lord.
Park
you need
boys.
to know these things.
I didn't follow it, other than other people are doing it. I'm not a huge Animal Crossing person.
What
Pocket
the
Camp.
Pocket Camp.
Animal
Thank
Crossing,
you.
the game, animal style.
Yep.
Animal Crossing Pocket
Love
Pool.
American style. It said it's going to be out in just late November is all they gave. Unless you're in Australia and you can download it and play it. So you could set up like an Australian Google Play account or iOS account and download it.
This is using Nintendo's terminology, free to start.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really funny because people were like, oh man, you get a tree and it drops fruit, and you got to wait 3 hours for it to drop fruit again. And I'm sitting there,
Or
motherfucker, you got to wait a day for a tree to give you fruit back. In Animal Crossing, that's like 3 hours. That's better than the normal game. But it sounds like
but in
some
real
of the
life, think
microtransactions-
about how long it takes to get fruit from a tree. Like several days.
months. Once you pick it, you gotta wait for it to grow again. But no, I guess it sounds like it's gonna be neat. I love Animal Crossing. I've played every single one that's come out, except for the Wii one because I didn't have a Wii. So, but I played all the portable ones, and I love those games. Love me some Animal Crossing, even though they're the same game every time.
Crossing all those animals. So I have no idea what the gameplay of Animal Crossing actually is.
Oh, I can tell you, it's great. So, let me give you the dystopian world that is Animal Crossing. So you are like a small child who has escaped his evil parents. I'm assuming you're on a bus alone. Where and the guy's like, "Hey," Buster's like, "What's your name?" And then you give him your name, and he's like, "I can't see you. What do you look like?" Because for some reason he asks you what you look like. And you have to like, draw yourself, and you make your little Animal Crossing guy, and he asks if
That's
you're a
usually
boy
what
or a
happens
girl.
when I'm on the bus. I
And
get
then
that
he's like,
question
"All right,
so
this
much.
is your stop. It's your new town. What's it called?" And then you like put the name of the town, and you like name it Crap Town or whatever. Because you're
Hooplersville.
Yeah,
Buttsburg.
because you're a funny YouTube personality, so you name it something weird, and then you go out, and you're like, "Hey, I'm in a new town. What's going on?" And then there's this raccoon motherfucker, who's like, "Hey, I hear you need a place to stay. Well, I can hook you up with a house." And he's like, "Here's an old abandoned house that you can have," and he's like, and you're like, "Man, this hospitality here. They let me have this abandoned house. I'm away from home, and there's all these creepy animals that are like all friendly to me, and they have their own little catchphrases that if you're a funny YouTube personality, you can change to them to say like smoke weed, and so they'll be like, "Hey, how's it going, John? Well, see you later, smoke weed." Because they'll have their little. They usually would say cheap, but you can make them say whatever you want because the game lets you do that. And then you like design your own flag that's like the Batman symbol because it looks cool, and then they fly it up, for you. It's a customization game. And then you wake up the next morning, and then the raccoon guy is like, "Hey, by the way, my name's Tom Nook, and you owe me $400,000 for that house." And you're like, "What?" And you're trapped in debt.
Indentured
forever.
servitude.
Yes.
You get 60% of the way paying that off.
Yep.
And he's like, "Oh, I just built you an addition."
Yeah,
You just owe me
exactly.
for that.
Yep. And you just gotta keep paying in, man. There's no it's not like a mortgage, where you like lose your house if you don't pay. He just won't continue to upgrade it, and he'll probably, come by every once in a while with the baseball bat and his two little, kids and be like, "Hey, where's my money?" Tom Nook doesn't fuck around. And the two
Give me
kids,
those bells.
the two kids work at the Tom Nook Emporium, and they're like, "Hey, if you buy more here, we'll make it bigger. We'll expand the store." So they're like basically forcing you to like fund their own like personal store expansions. It's really capitalist's like dystopian nightmare, the game, but it's awesome
right.
because you make
Just like
cool
real life.
outfits. Exactly.
So without the extremism, it's basically a life sim game like The Sims without the simulation.
Yeah.
It's a non-game.
Yeah, it's not really
so much
a game.
fun.
You just run
It's
around
like a
each day,
time
and then,
waster kind of thing where you just poke around and just kind of chill
but
for
like
a while.
it runs on the actual world clock. So when it's Christmas, you got to log in, and it's Christmas in your little town. You got to get gifts and do the Christmas activities. So it's like a single player MMO, and the fact that there's like daily login activities and like different seasons will have different bugs and fish and stuff to collect. So depending on like what time of year it is, you can get new stuff, and it keeps you coming back. Cool stuff. One of the coolest parts of like the GameCube one, that was the first one that I played a ton of, is that if you can make designs and like a little design thing, like just using like pixel art, you can make cool stuff. And then when you put it on there, like your villagers may or may not decide to buy it. And so you'll see like a guy walking around in a shirt, and you'll be like, I designed that shirt. And they'll be like,
That's
hey,
cool.
John, this is a cool shirt you designed. And I was like, yeah, it is. You fucking bought it. I don't know.
Cool shirt,
It's
bro.
a cool game. And then you get really sad when your friend moves away, because you like have a little villager who's a friend, and then they'll move, and then new people move in.
Or the entire village gets sad when you don't play it for 6 years, and then you turn on your save file, everything's overgrown in weeds.
Yeah, it's like
where did you
depressing
go?
hellscape. And it turns into the Upside Down
Our God abandoned us.
when you leave. Cool thing about the GameCube version, though, is that it had the most insane fucking Nintendo-ass connections, because you could hook up your Game Boy Advance to it, and then the Game Boy Advance could have the e-reader in it. Like, remember the e-reader for the Game Boy?
No.
It read cards that you swiped through it, like a credit card, and you could swipe like 6 credit cards through the e-reader, and it would put an NES game in your home in Animal Crossing, and you could just play like Excite Bike on your like,
That's
e-reader.
awesome.
It was the most stupid thing ever that like existed, and you could like get designs and stuff on the cards. And they kind of did that with the 3DS with the Happy Home Designer, because I think there's design cards you can scan with like AR stuff, if I remember. Like
You can do that for you can do that for New Leaf too.
Okay,
though,
New
with
Leaf
just
as
straight
well.
up designs. Yeah.
Yeah. So like they had some of that. There's actually some pretty cool functionality with that too, because I played a lot of Tamagotchi Life, which is kind of similar to Animal Crossing in some ways. I played like probably like 30 hours of Tamagotchi Life. I played so much of that game. And one of the cool things about that is you could design like little Miis, and you could share them by just putting the QR code on like a website, and then you could download it. So I got lots of like people's created celebrities to like fill out my whole.
Oh
like,
yeah, I remember when you were experimenting with that.
Yeah. Like for instance, my fiance is married to Admiral Akbar currently, and I'm married to Velma from Scooby Doo, so that's good.
Well, Velma's always the best girl.
Well, there are a lot better choices on the island, but I went with Velma. So
Fair enough.
there you go. But it's really funny. Oh yeah, Adam also married Pippi Longstocking, and they have like 8 children. They're overrunning the island with their children. Anyway, I haven't had a kid with Velma yet, so it's sad. But I don't know. It's a cool little game. I heard they made a second one, but it hasn't come out in the U.S. yet. I don't think it's going to. Was it going to, TJ? Tamagotchi Life
I don't know.
2? Is it out?
I don't know.
I loved that
Well,
game.
there is something similar, but it's an RPG. That's Miitopia.
Yeah. I'm gonna look up Tamagotchi Life 2 because that was a fun game.
But Miitopia is basically Tamagotchi Life, the same idea, but with a straight up Dragon Quest RPG built into it.
Okay. Well, I like the sound of that because I like that.
It sold very well. Well, it sold a lot more than people expected.
Okay.
Where I kept being sold out at my store, and everyone like, "Did you get that Miitopia game?" No.
Oh, here we go.
Miitomo
So let
was
me read-
created by the Tamagotchi Life people, apparently.
Can I read you this fantendo.wikia.com article's headline about Tamagotchi Life 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tomodachi Life 2, known as Tomodachi Collection 3 in Japan, is the upcoming second game in the Tomodachi Life series for the Nintendo 3DS, and the first in the series for Wii U. Yeah, I don't think so. This is an old article. It needs to be updated. I don't know if they're putting that out, because I think the first game sold really well. Oh. And they had like an article. There's an article from 2014 saying Nintendo to embrace same-sex relationships in Tomodachi Life 2, because there was that like a whole controversy for about 2 seconds that there couldn't be like intersex couples, I guess, or same-sex couples in it, and it's
I want to marry a squid.
I mean, I understand, like, sure, that's a valid complaint. Definitely, why isn't it in the game? But like, I mean, I have like characters in there that aren't even like humans that I created that are in there, and you could just say someone's female, and then they would date the other person. Anyway, it's kind of ridiculous that they just didn't put that in there. But it would have been a weird thing. I mean, we had this whole discussion when that game came out. It was like, would you just have like a checkbox saying, "Do I prefer men or women?" You know, like, it feels like a weird thing to put into like a game that's like rated like for children. But then again, like, what if you're having relationships and
I think you should let the Mii's determine their own sexual preferences.
They should have just made it
it's
like
not even have it as an option. It's just random.
No. Yeah, it could have been easy. It could have been like dating, like, and just have it random, and then like, if you don't want someone to date anyone, no matter what sex they are, you just don't like the couple, you could just kill it. Be like, no, I don't want you to date someone else. Because you want to have, like, certain connections hook up so when they make a baby. Because when they make a baby, it makes, like, a
eugenics. You're talking about eugenics.
No. Well, the opposite. Because I'm trying to make the most fucked up children. Not the best children. So, no, you want, like, Admiral Akbar to, like, have a child with Snooki from the Jersey Shore and have whatever monstrosity comes out of there.
Admiral Snack Bar.
Admiral Stick Bar. It's a trap. Anyway. Okay, we gotta move on. Matt, anything else you do? Fun?
I played this other game. You might have heard of it. It's it's kind of a visual novel called Doki Doki Literature Club.
Are there any characters who are tsundere in it?
I don't know what that means.
Oh man, you don't know, man. You don't know my type.
I don't like tsunderes anymore.
You don't?
No, I really
Hold
don't.
on.
That's like my favorite. It's Tsundere.
Yes.
Tsundere.
To quote someone who used to be on my TV at work, "Soon" comes from the sound that someone would make when they stick their nose up you, and dere meaning to be in love. So it's basically someone who's affectionate but doesn't show it and shows anger instead.
Yeah,
it's not like I actually made this for you. It's just extra.
Yeah, seriously, it's Asuka over Rei every day. That's the answer to the correct question. No, but it's like tsundere is hard on the outside, soft on the inside. You know?
Okay.
Like now and later?
With like a heart of gold. Like initially.
Like now and later?
Yes, exactly like a now and later. Anyway, no, but it's like an anime trope, like a thing, and to the point where like there's like I had gotten a Japan box where I had tsundere candy, which was sour lemon, but once it like you chewed it, it became a sweet candy. So, which I thought was
exactly
funny.
Like an hour later.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly right, TJ. They have those. It's called down later, but yeah. So
would that be Natsuki? I think Natsuke would be that character.
Doki Doki Literature Club.
It's a fun game where all of your friends kill themselves.
No, oh come on now. That can't be what it is. You start playing, you're like this high school kid, and they're like, "Hey, we got clubs," because in Japan, they always got after school clubs, and everyone's in clubs like drama club or basketball club or all these clubs, and they're like, hey, your friend who's like goes way back to like being kids is like, I want you to join my club, or I want you to see my club, because like, you know, I think you'll like it, and you know, we want more members, and I know you haven't picked any clubs yet. And you're like, fine, I'll go just for her, because you know she's my friend, and you kind of like her, but you know you're like 15, so you're like whatever. And in the clubs, 3 cute girls, including the most popular girl in the school, and then 2 other girls. One who's very tsundere, and the other one's the other classical anime trope of distant, like sad girl. I guess that's like a trope, I think. But you know what I'm talking about, like the like long haired, like, anyway.
Oh yeah.
She's there, and you just like you know, you share poems, get into some like little love situations where you'll be like, ooh, our shoulders touched while we were sitting, and like she blushed and all this stuff, and you know, it's a great game. And there's a little mechanic where you pick like words to make poems. Matt, did you pick any words that made a character that wasn't on the screen jump up into the frame for a second?
I did.
Yeah, because that's a secret as well. There's certain words that a certain character who becomes different as the game goes on.
we're gonna get spoilery because there's no way we can talk about this without being spoilery at all.
So if you don't want to have this spoiled for you, it's completely free on Steam. Play it as much as you want for free. It's just called Doki Doki Literature Club. I would highly recommend you playing it. Even if it's spoiled for you, it'd still be fun to play like a lot because it's just interesting, like the way that's put together.
After I thought I had finished it and you said there was more, I read up on the wiki about it, so I knew everything else going forward, and I still enjoyed it, knowing what was going to happen.
Yes, because interesting, weird stuff happens. Okay, so, yeah, oh, good. I want to talk about this in spoilers because I'm so pumped because I seriously, it's like 3 hours, I'd say, of your time, 2 to 3.
Yeah, I think so. I think last night I played it for about 2.5 hours, and then another hour today.
So I'd recommend to play. I will say this: it's called Doki Doki Literature Club. It's a cute game about making poems for girls and maybe finding love. Also, it's a horror game. That's as much as I'll say. So it turns. There's a twist, I'll say, but I don't want to spoil any more than that. So if you're intrigued now, just turn it off and play it. Otherwise, we'll go into spoilers.
But hey, before you turn it off, go to iTunes, leave us a 5-star review.
Yeah, 5-star, please. Okay, anyway, so those who want to be spoiled, or just fast forward like a half hour. We'll definitely not talk for that long. So maybe I'll put a timestamp in. Let me just write it down. 290 Doki Doki timestamp. I don't know about what time this is going to be, but I'll know to look for it. Okay, so after the timestamp that I'm going to say now, you can come back in. Okay, so this is a game that was awesome, and I'm so glad I found it. It was free. I don't even know how I found it, but they were like, it's got a twist. And my first play session, I played like an hour and a half, didn't get to any twists. I was just like, what is this game? I know something weird's going to happen.
Yeah, because it has that warning.
Making fun puzzles. Yeah, and I was reading all the text, and I was clicking through really quickly, but, I mean, there's a lot in there. It's a visual novel. And then, so what was the first thing that happened to you? Did you become friends with, because I think it can change depending on what you pick as your poems.
Yeah, I think so.
You go through things.
So I was becoming friends with Yuri.
Okay, yep, it's different than what I did. I became friends with the Sundari manga girl first.
Oh, yeah.
So I think I did it the correct way. Actually, I did it. So there's a way to get the game completed where you see all of the panels, they're called CGs, where you see all of the background images that are in the talk. So that means you've seen every part of the game. And if you do that, there's not really much different in the ending other than I think you get like a little thank you that you saw it all. So I think you have to go through the characters in a certain order, because I think if you start with Yuri, the game's quicker, because she's the character where crazy shit starts happening. So, no, sorry, your friend is your friend from school. Yeah, is where crazy shit starts happening first. But because you can romance someone before that happens, but if you pick Yuri, I think that thing happens before the romance stuff with her begins. Oh, that game is so good. Oh, I can't stop thinking about how good it was, because it just gets creepy, and I was expecting it to be creepy, and it still creeped me out with like the dialogue.
I was like, I know the turn is coming. What's gonna happen? And then when your friend, what's her face, didn't show up for school one day.
What did you say?
I was like,
what did you say as your dialogue choice to her? Because it gives you a dialogue choice, because she's like, oh, I've been feeling weird and depressed, and she's got like this really serious depression that she's like saying to you, and then it gives you a choice of saying, you'll always be my friend, or I love you. Which did you pick?
I said friend.
Oh, like, shit!
I know you.
I said love you.
You're trying to make me feel guilty about this. So she does kill herself no matter what you say.
Yeah, she hangs herself no matter what you say. And that's kind of the first weird thing. And I love that moment as well, because you continue playing, and then the music, I don't know if you had the music and you could hear it, but like it starts getting off key slightly at certain points, weirdly. And it just gets creepier and creepier. Yeah, so if you romance the short-haired girl, I don't even remember, Natsuki maybe, or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
You have a little cutesy dialogue where she drops a bunch of books, and I don't know. Anyway, but that's all you missed out on, because that isn't. You just basically can do more before the turns happen, if you do it in the correct order. So I think there's a way if you woo your friend first for some romance stuff to happen, because I had that on my second playthrough. After everything was changed and a certain person was removed from the game. But anyway, let's continue. So she hangs herself, and then the next weird thing that happens is, Matt, can you describe Yuri and what she's like?
She has purple hair.
Yeah.
She's
tall.
very shy. She has an obsessive personality.
A little bit.
Just a tad.
I think my favorite part is when she starts liking her poems a lot, and then she I think she just, because this is before it starts getting crazy, and she drops a line how she like took your poem home and like slept with it under her pillow or something. You're like, okay,
oh yeah. Well, there's another one later that was like, I think she's like, I'm gonna take this home and touch myself while I read it, and like give myself paper cuts so I can get your oils in my bloodstream or something like that.
Yes. I want the oil from your fingers in my bloodstream or something. And then there's a point where she runs out because she doesn't feel good, and you go out in the hallway, and she's furiously cutting herself. And you're like, whoa. And Monica comes out, who's like the popular girl. She's like, hey, you should stop hanging out with her, because she gets real like excited and amped up over stuff, and she can't handle her emotions. So you should cool it off. And then, so what's really funny is that on my second playthrough is when I got the dialogue between her and what's the goddamn of the tsundere girl? God damn it. The pink-haired girl. I think it's like Natsuki. I'm just going to look up the wiki. Oh, I looked up Doki Doki Panic. So, oh, here we go. There's a Polygon article about it. Maybe that's where I saw it. Monica, Yuki, I don't even know. Wait, here it is. Natsuki. Oh, I was right in the right from the start. And Sayori is your friend. So, yeah, she goes like, you shouldn't hang out with her. She gets too, like amped up about like being with you, and she cuts herself and stuff. So you should stop. And then like, you have to pick a person. Or no. I think if you write poems that Yuri likes, Natsuki starts like, they get into a huge fight, right? Yeah. And they like start.
Yeah, that happened for me.
Were they like really mean, or were they just like mean girl?
They were like really mean.
Okay, so if you are friends with Natsuki instead of Yuri, they just kind of have a little fight, and then Yuri runs off. If you're friends with Yuri, Natsuki and him, like, they fucking call each other insane names and F-bombs and like it's like whoa, they get into a huge fight. Yeah, so it's the other way.
And then the next day, Natsuki just doesn't remember it at all.
Yeah. And you're like, what the fuck? And she's just like, huh? Yeah. If you do it the correct way, I guess, in the order, they just apologize to each other and then you move on. But so Yuri is the one that if you befriend, it goes to the next level. Because what happens when you get to the final level of poems with her?
Well, she runs out into the hallway again.
Yep.
Because the first time it rewinds.
Yes.
So it happens again. You find her. She's been cutting herself, and she's talking about how much she likes knives. And then I think you go back into the classroom.
She's got an extensive knife collection, and you're like, what? Go.
Yeah, you go back to the classroom, and then you share. Oh. Can you? Oh fuck.
Matt, did you drop your water?
No, I think my headphones just cut out.
Okay.
So you go back into the classroom, and then you share your poems, and then she's like, okay, you other people get out of here so I can spend some time alone with whatever you decide your character's name is. And then once you're alone, she repeatedly stabs herself in the chest and stomach.
Yes. Well,
dies.
Smiling. Like in this, yep.
And then you're trapped in the classroom with her throughout the weekend.
That was one of the coolest moments in the game because basically it just starts. Okay, so once the game starts going weird, once Sayori kills herself, it starts spitting out weird like characters instead of words. And so like once she kills herself, the weird characters start coming. And I was clicking for like a good 5 minutes, and I was like, what the hell? And you could see the light changes in the room. And basically, so I hit the skip forward button, and the light changed like from day to night to day to night to day. And then once it hits 3 days, a character comes in and like, you've been here all weekend. And I was like, oh shit! Like that's what happened. Oh my god! Because it was the festival was on Monday, and you're supposed to prepare all weekend for it, but instead you just sat in a room with a dead girl all weekend. And I think is that when the Monica stuff begins then?
I think so.
Because there's a dead body, yeah. And then so Monica, the cool girl in school, basically is like, I conspired all of this to happen so that I could get alone with you.
She becomes self-aware.
She becomes self-aware, and she's like, only Monica. And like, you get a lot of weird dialogue choices where you're only allowed to like click her name. There's actually a point, I don't remember what part of the game it was in, because, but like you get like all 4 of their names to choose, and then like, if you put your mouse cursor over any one of them, Monica, it pulls your mouse cursor towards her name. Yeah, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, and then she like gets, oh my god. And then you're like trapped in a room, and she's like, you're here with me for eternity in this room, and she's just talking. And then this is a point where Matt, I think he thought you had finished, because there's like basically nothing you can do. It just repeats itself. And so you're like, oh, that's fucked up.
Before it went into the weird space room.
Oh, okay. Yep, go.
She starts accessing the game files and deletes the other characters.
Yeah, you can see like it shows like a little screen, like a little like game screen where it says like deleting this file. And if you look in the directory, it's deleting them as it does it. So so this is a game you want to play with the game open and then the game directory open in another window, because you're gonna have to fuck with the directory. But anyway, go. Yep.
Yeah. So then you're trapped in this room with her, and she's like saying how she's in love with you, not you the character, you the actual player. And she's become self-aware, and
it says your
torture.
Name.
Yeah. And it's been
not
torture
the
for her,
name you chose.
like with these, trying to be friends with these like basically automatons that don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Oh my god. It creeped me out though, because it accesses, I think, either your Steam name or your computer name, and if it differs from the name that you gave, it says that name. So like, I guess it would be even creepy if you had a weird computer name. Like, how did it know that? How did she know that? Like, is that if that's your real name, Jonathan? And I was like, what?
Yeah, I was like,
I just written
that
John.
happened. I was like, wait, did I put my name in at some point? I'm like, how does it know?
Yeah, she's like, she knows. Yeah, so, sorry, she's deleting files, right?
Mm-hmm.
From the game?
Yeah, and then she talks about how, where to find the game files and how if she wanted to, she could just delete herself to kill herself.
Yeah,
and then eventually you run out of dialogue and you realize, well, I'm supposed to go through the game files and delete her character file.
Yeah,
and
so
you
delete
do that.
her character file.
And she's like...
She like freaks out and deletes
Freaks
herself.
out and dies, yeah.
Yeah. And then the game starts over again. And the character screen pops up and she's not there. But all the other three are.
The other ones are back, but she's gone.
Yep. And then Matt was like, I think I'm done. And I was like, no. There's more.
No.
Go through it one more time. And so you go through it, I think, with the 3 remaining characters.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it just speeds through. And you can skip to go through dialogue.
Yeah, it's a lot shorter. But basically, your friend Sayori is the new president of the literature club because Monica's
it's like
not
as if
there.
Monica was never there. Yeah, they changed the dialogue, and they're like, we need you to join because you'll be the 4th, and you need to have 4 members to have a club, so that's why you're here. Like, and it's all different, it's...
But now, because she's the president, she's self-aware, and she knows everything she knows about Monica. She knows what happened in all the other playthroughs.
Yes.
Stuff goes crazy real fast. And then I think she tries to kill you or something. And then last second, Monica emerges in the form of like pop-up windows, like pop-up messages to delete all the other characters to defend you. And then the game corrupts itself and dies. And then you get a nice piano song.
Yeah, credits and a piano song. So what was really interesting is that I had the directory open when that was going on, and Sayori started kind of going off the deep end, and I think I sped it along. So what I did was I actually installed Monica's character file back into the directory, and Sayori freaked out and the game ended.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, I think you can speed it up because I think she'll do it by herself, or you can just do it. Because I was like, oh, I gotta bring Monica back because Sayori's just as bad, and then like, oh fuck. So yeah, so that's basically the ending. You can get a good ending, I guess, if you do everything in the correct order. And good ending is just like, hey, you saw everything, and it gives you like I think you get a special note at the end or something. Other interesting thing you can do if you want to go through a second playthrough, you can wipe all the save files, go back in. You can delete Monica out from the start. And you get a different game.
Really?
Supposedly. Yeah, I think it mirrors the second playthrough, but it gets weirder, slower. I don't remember. And then there's another ending you can get if you only pick the words that Monica likes when you go through the poem minigame thing. So, like, in the poem minigame, it has, like, 3 character icons, like little chibi versions of them. And if you pick words they like, they'll hop up and down. You'll be like, all right, so you want to pick words that a certain girl likes to earn their favor. And there's like 1 or 2 words out of every set of like 20 that you get that if you pick that, like, you'll see Monica's head bop up underneath from the bottom. So if you like pick her favorite words, you'll get I think the crazy shit happens faster. And she's like, oh, you knew it was me. Like right away. And you're like, oh, fuck. Yeah. So yeah, it's just a creepy little free game. I thought it was really cool for free. Like, I would have paid $10 for that.
That was super weird and cool.
Yeah.
And
big fan.
Thanks for recommending it to me, John.
So if you heard all that, you should probably still play it because I think the writing
still
is really
weird,
good. And it is really unsettling, and the visuals, just because it plays this like real like cutesy like theme song whenever the game starts up, and like when you have to restart, it like plays the song again. You're just like, oh, okay. And
every time that comes back, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And when you're doing like the weirder playthroughs, at some point the music will just stop and it'll be silent, and that is the silence is super creepy.
Yeah, or like characters' eyes will animate in the CG, or they'll like become blacked out. And they'll like have text that's really weird,
or they'll just have
give you like
empty faces.
Yeah, it's really cool too because the way that it ramps up the unsettlingness too with the poems that you get to read. Monica's poems get weirder and weirder, and then like really weird. Where like her last one is just like a bunch of weird text, and then like a huge scroll down that says like "Please save me" or something. And you're like, what is this? She's like, "That's my poem." And you're like,
Yeah.
weird. Oh,
And Yuri's last poem is a bunch of scribbled nonsense with
Yes.
blood splatters.
yeah, with like it, you're like it appears that this is her blood on the page. You're like, ugh. Yeah, it gets creepy and fun, and
It's a fun little
I'd recommend
lighthearted
it.
game.
yes, I would recommend it greatly, and it's fun. I saw a really funny walkthrough as well on some wiki that was a joke, and it was like how to get the best ending for each character. And I don't know if you've played have you played visual novels, TJ, at all?
Yes. Yes, I
And
have.
so like it's like, you know, choose this, choose this, choose this. It was all made up shit, and the last one of course is stick it in for each character. And I was like, yeah, that's a visual novel for you at the ending. You know, so this does not go there. Yeah, well, Yuri sticks it in herself, the knife into her chest. So yeah, thanks for playing that, Matt, because I was freaking out over how cool it was and how much fun I had playing it. And I was like, I gotta discuss this with somebody because it's so weird. And I've heard no one talk about it. So, yeah.
And now
I
we're
would
spreading the
absolutely love to
gospel.
get to it, but Persona 3's kind of been eating away at me. I've probably put about 30 hours in this week. Trying to finish it. Getting close. Just doesn't freaking end. So many games are long.
Just keeps going and going and going. John, have you played Persona at all?
I actually played Persona 3 Fest because I think there was a sale where it was on PS3 for like $10. Oh, and then I played it. Is it on PS4?
No.
All right, I probably won't play it. Wait, is it on PC?
Wait, which one? Just
Persona.
any Persona? Or are you
3.
talking?
3.
No, 3 is PS2, which you played the PS2 digital download on PS3.
That's
they've
it.
not released it as PS2 on PS4 yet.
Okay.
But for some reason they added a game I thought would never happen
Yep.
because the game required pressure sensitivity.
Yep.
Star Ocean, Till the End of Time is available on PS4.
Oh yeah, I never played that one. I think I may have bought that on PS4 though, because it was, I think on the initial week it was $5 instead of whatever they're charging for it.
Sure, there wasn't Dark Cloud.
I bought Dark Cloud as well.
Yeah.
During that sale. And actually I bought Dark Cloud 2 because I played most of the way through the first Dark Cloud. So, but I had never played Dark Cloud 2.
I only did a third of the way through Dark Cloud, so I want to finish it eventually.
It's a great game. Dark Cloud's it's actually a really cool concept for like a dungeon crawling RPG because you want to explain it, TJ? I talked a lot and you know it.
Yeah. Well, I was also dealing with a sick kid, so it was perfectly fine. So Dark Cloud, the way it does its dungeon crawling is it mixes together a little bit of like traditional dungeon crawling with a bit of like 3D Zelda, where your characters. Oh, it's a kitty cat. It's a kitty cat.
Sorry, he was rolling
Yeah, it's
around
all right.
on the floor. I had to feature him.
Where it features a swap character mechanic where each character not only has a different weapon style, and every weapon is, I want to say breakable, but you could repair weapons to keep leveling the weapons up because you don't level your characters up so much. You level your weapons up more
Yep, your equipment.
than the characters do. And then, but each of the characters also have specific tasking that only they can do.
Yeah.
And that none of the other characters do. So you have to swap characters out in order to like, I need to get across this gap, so I gotta switch to this character, or I'm gonna.
But how do you
this,
get
so
the characters?
Oh man, I only think I got to the fourth character back when I was playing the first time.
Okay.
First one I poured a potion on a cat.
Yeah, so it's kind of neat in the way that you can get like unlock characters. But I think my favorite mechanic of it is that it's like an RPG dungeon crawler with a city builder.
Oh yeah.
That's the biggest part I remember is that you would basically go through these dungeons and get parts of a city, and then you could go back from the dungeon and do like a city builder, and then like place houses and different things in this little village, and different villagers would have different requirements of what's next to them or what's not, and like so you had to like move everything around so you'd get like the highest ratings and you get stuff unlocked.
They called it georama parts, but what was the whole method called? Was it like geomancy or something along those lines?
I don't remember, but yeah, you like move around. But it's really neat because like it was a early PS2 game, and it was like, oh, I love RPGs, and like the fact that you could like place like a building and then like go and like run around in it. It was like that was really cool. You're like, oh shit, I like built this and now I can run around inside it and like find the treasure chest in this building that I placed.
And the more things that you place in the right spots, the more treasure chests they'll just randomly produce for you, which is real nice.
Yeah, so there was an incentive to play the city builder as well as the RPG to get like the highest efficiency, basically. So Dark Cloud 2 is different because there's no city building, but there's gadget building. So you like create parts and create inventions. But the combat's a lot better and more varied, and I don't know. Dark Cloud 2 is really good. I've heard people said it's even better than the first one. So yeah, I played a few hours of that, and then I'm sure some other new game came out and I had to play that. So it's been a tough year to prioritize with games.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff. So cool. You've been playing through Persona 3, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to finish it. I was I think going into like 2 months ago, I was about 50 or 60 hours into it. Only about like on the 3rd level of Tartarus, and now I've supposedly defeated the last shadow that's supposed to end the powers and whatnot, and no, I was actually just being tricked the whole frickin' time. Welcome to Persona.
Yeah. I need to play
everything I'm doing to try to save everyone.
I really need to play that 3rd one because I really liked that the 4th one. I didn't play the 4th one, but I watched it played through by somebody, so I got to experience the whole story. Chie's the best, clearly. But
I agree with that.
The 3rd one seemed really cool. I think people said the story in the 3rd one's really good too. Like the 4th is like really good. I think people said the 4th is the best. But like
the 4th was a lot of people's intro into it. True. Like getting in from the outside.
Yeah.
It's a bit more lighthearted than the other Personas. Persona 3 was a focus on death.
Yes.
The whole way through. Persona 4 was just
become their like weird personas by shooting themselves in the head in Persona 3.
Persona 4, it's just kind of we're trying to find the truth.
Yeah.
So it's all about the truth hidden in plain sight. The fact that people will hide the truth by just ignoring it in front of them. Persona 5 is all about rebellion. And the idea that sometimes it's just a bunch of shitty adults forcing us to do things just for their own sake, and they don't care what happens to anyone else. Something. It's a work of fiction, but it seems like it's a call to Trump, but it's not because it was in development for like 6 years.
Yeah. That's the way it is. Oh, I fucking love good JRPG,
Yeah.
Like I used to play so many of those, and I haven't like a jerpig.
Yeah,
Jerpig.
I had a huge JRPG like burnout where it's just like, and for me, I think it started with Star Wars Until the End of Time, where it just felt like that they were just so bulky and there was just way too much to do, and it wasn't keeping me engaged. Like, I really couldn't get through that. I couldn't get through like some of the later Tales games because they're just too much grinding, too much story, way too much of a lot of things.
Yeah, I've heard that like because I started replaying Tales of Symphonia, which is really good, probably my favorite. But I had recommended to me that you should try Tales of Berseria because they're like
I hear that one's good.
That
too.
one's real good. So the Tales games are just like I forget who puts them out. Bandai Namco.
Bandai Namco.
Yeah. So they're like just like kind of RPGs, like either side scroller or like the combat is either like, you know, with Symphonia like a 2D plane or 2.5D plane where you're running around. It's like an action. You hit like button combinations to do stuff, and it's kind of a neat combo system.
Right after Symphonia, though, they did change it where you did have free roam. You had to hit a button to do it, but once you locked out of free roam, like once you like let go of the button for free roam, you were still on your plane with the enemy.
Got it.
But you could use it to just get positioning.
So one thing I kind of liked about all the Tales games is that they basically each Tales game is this like own universe with its own characters. So it's basically kind of like, hey, every year we're gonna put out a game with completely different characters, and it's kind of like how Final Fantasy did it, you know. Like, we're going to have our own, like, stuff with similar systems and that. But supposedly Tales of Berseria, which is the one that came out this January, you play as Velvet, who is a young woman who is, like, a werewolf? She, like, can turn into a demon. But basically, the story is you're a bad guy, basically, in this game. Not really a bad guy, but basically it's like, hey, like, the, like, religion government fucked over my family, so I'm gonna go murder them. And you kind of do bad things to get to your... It's like a revenge story, like Kill Bill, maybe. You know, maybe you're not a bad guy, but you fucking murder a lot of people on the way. You know what I mean? Like, and blow up a lot of buildings. You know, I heard that's really neat. They're like, the story's really cool in that, and I like a good story in my JRPG. But I've been playing a regular RPG.
Oh yeah, what's that? Oh,
that
was unintentional, but it kind of fits.
TJ has a sick child again. You had to run off. No, I've been playing the new Mass Effect.
The Andromeda Strain.
Yes, Mass Effect: The Andromeda Strain.
That Michael Crichton novel about Mass Effect.
So that was a game that came out in, I think, April, early this year. April, March, May, somewhere around there. Spring. Not well reviewed.
No, not at all.
Animation was made fun of on Twitter pretty endlessly. But Mass Effect is one of my favorite series of games. It's actually one of the only series I've basically finished every game that's ever come out in it, including DLC. Like, I love those games. I love the setting. I love sci-fi. I love RPGs. Well, sci-fi action RPG. I'm in. Great. Like, kind of somewhat hard sci-fi, a little bit like that. There's a lot of hard sci-fi, like, storylines in the background of, like, you know, like, the Krogans are, like, a race of crazy, like, reptile-looking guys, but they're, like, super war-heavy, so, like, the Solarians were like, hey, we got to control their population, so we built a gene into them where they only one out of every, you know, 99 or one out of every 1,000 of them die in childbirth. So, like, their population's controlled, and so there's like some really cool like hard sci-fi stuff in there. Anyway, Andromeda, Mass Effect Andromeda, which is the game I've been playing, TJ. Now that you're back, is I really enjoy it. But it is a very bad game. It is great in a lot of respects, and I love it because it's a Mass Effect game. I love the scope. The idea is you're part of the Andromeda Initiative, and you get sent off to the Andromeda Galaxy on like an arc, and you got to make a new, you know, home for people. It's like this total like unknown alien planets that you gotta like discover, and it's like all this, it's just a really cool idea. Like, I'm going into like the unknown and like discovering, you know, all this stuff for the first time and creating colonies and like building something, and like there's a lot of like crazy political things happening, and like it's just really well written, and like the characters are good, the dialogue's good, the Mass Effect, you know, BioWare like decision trees are interesting, but the animation is bad. Like people exaggerate and make fun of it, but it is noticeably not a 2017 looking game in that respect. And there are so many bugs in the game. Like, I was playing it I was playing on PS4, and I was just like, hey, I was just gonna play through this, and during the first like mission that you play on like the ground disappeared. It was just see-through, and I could see straight down into nothingness when I was running around on it. And I was like, okay, that texture fucking failed to load. And it persisted through cutscenes, and I was like, what the fuck? It looks so stupid. And then like I saved the game, and then it like the texture popped back in. I was like, okay, well that's a weird bug. And you'll just see like weird animation glitches, and menus will be slow, and I think I brought this up too because TJ was mentioning how he like got fatigue with systems. This game has like 18 fucking systems in it. You have like research points that you unlock by scanning things, and you can like research new blueprints that you can get blueprints to use materials that you get to make things. There's like 3 steps to like creating new guns. There's like crafting in the game. There's never been crafting in it before. You've always just bought everything with credits. There's like weapon modification upgrades that you can find and put on your guns that change the way they handle. Like it's so complicated, and like it's just too much. Like I'm trying to play this RPG here. I don't want to do like fucking optimize my crafting. So, but it does seem like maybe you don't have to engage with those systems as much. But it's still just crazy that they're and there's the fucking game thing now. You have a strike team that you can send off to go do missions, and like they have like they'll have a 75% chance of success if you send them out to this mission. It's like Assassin's Creed.
So
like
they were just like, let's throw in everything that's popular in games right now.
And so there's where the EA patented microtransactions come in, because they can go out on missions and collect stuff for you for your game. Also, they collect multiplayer like card packs, basically, for if they do these missions. So you can go in the multiplayer, which exists in this game, and unlock stuff for your multiplayer characters. I liked the multiplayer Mass Effect 3. I played it. It's kind of like a horde mode. I thought it was fun, but yeah, they really kind of pushed the microtransactions in this game on that, and it just kind of, I mean, this is the prognosis that I think a lot of people had, and I agree. It feels like it came out 6 months before it should have. 6 months to a year. Like, it needed another year in the oven to be good. But I think EA was like, nah. And if you read the story, I think Jason Schreier from Kotaku put up a really good article, like, going through the troubled development. It just sounds like, yeah, it just was mismanaged all the way from the top down by BioWare. Like, leads left halfway through the development, the scope changed, like it was trouble the whole way, which sucks because there's some good stuff in there. There's some people put some really good work into that, you know. It just didn't get the love it needed to be up to the level of what people expect from Mass Effect. So my born in the 80s rating, having played maybe 10 hours, is 3 out of 5, and I think I'll probably stick through. It's got redeeming qualities, but it is unpolished as fuck. Which is sad, because I'm still playing it, because it's got the cool Mass Effect stuff that I love. So I'm a sucker. I'm back in there.
Just when you think you're out, they reel you back in.
I know. It's because they know I love...
I need to get into it for the first time.
Yeah, you should play the first Mass Effect. It's good.
I own the first and second one on Steam. I've probably put about 15 hours into the first one. I got all the party, and then I just kept playing whatever that blackjack minigame is. For like hours.
They knew where to catch TJ.
Yep.
Oh fuck! All right, somebody else talk. I need to get a drink.
Sorry about keep jumping in and out, but it's been both of my kids being sick.
Sick with
well,
what?
Two of the three. Just some sort of cough. This one's dealing with an earache right now, but it's not something that affected her all day, so it's probably just congestion.
Oh man, earaches. Remember getting earaches? This don't happen to adults. Really?
No, I don't get. I don't get like head stuff since I got my tonsils and stuff out. But I used to get like. Was that about head stuff? Is that what you were pointing at? Okay. No, I used to get strep throat like constantly, and the worst part was when your throat hurt so bad it like radiated into your eardrums.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've had, again, as documented, I've had a headache since early October.
That's probably just like brain eating amoebas, though.
It's been going around my head everywhere, mostly in the front. No, I went to the doctor last week and they gave me some fluticasone nasal. He looked up my nose and he said I have a sinus infection. So that would do it. That would be the front face headaches, temples, front, right here. Yep. So I've been taking that for about a week now, and it'll probably take a couple weeks to go away. But I probably had it since September because it was probably allergies that caused it. So that's my life.
You went to a doctor in Wisconsin. I'm surprised they didn't just like hand you a handful of opioids or
a
bunch of crushed up powder.
Give me the good stuff. Well, he did say if the fluticasone didn't work, he could subscribe me some muscle relaxants because it could be my neck pain could be radiating into my forehead as well. Headache.
Yeah.
So he was like, they'll probably help loosen up your neck muscles if they're tight. I was like, maybe. I don't know. It'll probably go away. My headaches have been less than it was, so I feel like it's getting better, but still have a little pain in the temples. Oh, it's the worst, man. When you get old, like you used to be like, once you get over 30, I tell you, like things stick around. Like you used to be like, oh man, my neck hurts for like a week, and you're like, oh, all right, it's better. Now it's like my neck hurts for a month. And I'm like, great, fucking body, get on this shit. Tired of having a headache.
The important thing was that I had an onion on my belt, which was
Thank
the style at the time.
Oh, fucking A, dude. We're gonna die.
Well, this has been Born in the 80s.
We got a question
where are we in
chat here.
Yeah, I was trying to look that. Okay, I'll read the question because I don't have an answer, and then you can answer it.
Yep, sure.
In regards to the current scandal affecting Blizzard's credibility in the MLG community, can they still be trusted?
Yeah.
That is that your answer?
Yeah. No, okay, so I have a article from May of 2017, so that's not going to be it.
Before we even get to nuance, let me get my hot take. You ready? No, because they shouldn't have been trusted before. Because remember, Blizzard has been Activision for, what has it been, 9 years now?
Oh, that's true. Activision.
Bliss of action.
No, I mean, I think part of it's like the Blizzard has moved into esports with like Overwatch, and they kind of like pushed really hard, I think, with a lot of conventions in terms of like team dynamics with Overwatch, and we're fucking Blizzard, man, this is a big game, we're hot shit. So I think they kind of moved their weight around a little bit, and that really kind of rubbed the esports community the wrong way, and they were like, well, we're gonna run it our way.
What is the current scandal?
I don't think there is one.
There's always one,
and if it is one, it's not one that's like huge. I'm sure there's a scandal.
Blizzard likes to just masturbate in front of people. Oh, wait, no, that's one of the other ones.
Oh, come on! You ruined me. Can we talk about Blizzard, though, in a positive way?
Yeah, I love Blizzard.
Hey, Matt, guess what?
Oh, I know what you're going to talk about. I think.
Wow, classic.
Oh, yeah. Hey, how about that?
They announced it. That's fucking... Oh, I'm so excited. But it's going to be like a year away.
They haven't announced pricing or anything, have they? Do I gotta pay $15 a month for WoW Classic?
Reading interviews, it is a year away for sure. Because they're saying they have a working version up in their office that they can run, but they haven't they haven't even done any like the figuring out everything yet. So I really hope that they get their shit figured out, and this is okay. We've got a Burning Crusade server. Okay, we've got a regular WoW server. Okay, we got a Lich King server. Like, we got 3 servers, and they're all like either full patch or like where the community thinks they're the best. I think having each classic server for like the regular pre-Burning Crusade, they should have it at the AQ, the Encourage event area, and like start the Encourage event, which is the second to last raid that they had, and then run that like maybe a year in or something like that, just to kind of simulate the time scale of unlocking that event, letting people do that again because it was a really cool thing. Burning Crusade, I didn't really play a lot of that, so I don't know, just kind of have everything unlocked, I think. But I think the key that they need to have is they need to have all of the old systems the way that they were. Like, the game needs to play differently than it does now. It needs to not have any connections. It needs to be fresh. Like,
we're talking about bringing back the full talent trees. We're talking about having me pay for each leveled up version of the same spell that I have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Classic. The way it was. With
the way it's meant to be.
With acceptable changes. So, like, they made some quality of life improvements. Like, mounts. You didn't dismount when you hit water. Like, there's certain things that, like, I would be okay with them, like, keeping. You know, if they could.
Otherwise, the mounts swim?
Otherwise, just keep it the way that it was. Like, if they really want to. Like, it needs to go back. Mounts need to cost 1,000 gold. Like, and be almost impossible to buy. Like, it needs to have that economy. Like, oh, and I would play hundreds of hours of that game again. Because that's the game I got addicted to.
Yeah.
Like, the old
that's really the only version I played.
Game.
Like,
I would play or not, maybe not in raid. There's no way. You want to get 40 fucking people together to do this? I don't think so.
We'll just get all of our listeners, and they'll bring 3 friends each.
Mm-hmm.
And then
no, but I mean, I'm sure they could figure out something to do with the raids, because they could do classic servers, but like allow the an LFR style raid at the end, allow you to play the raids through with like a pickup group. With like maybe easier difficulty, or you could still play in the classic way. Just give an option, you know, where they can have the easier version just so people can see the content with the old skills and everything, like having to have a hunter in your party so you can trank shot Magmadar. You know, like there's certain having to have warlocks so you can on Gar. Lock a bunch of the elementals, because like there was back then, like if you didn't have the right class balance, you couldn't beat encounters, or not being able to beat Magmadar the first time because you hadn't gotten the trank shot. Yeah, so in Molten Core, Hunters, one of Luciferon, which is the first boss that you fight, one of his drops is a talent for Hunters to do the tranquilizing shot. So it's like you needed to, or not tranquilizing shot, it's like calming shot or something, soothing shot or something like that. Anyway, or no, it was trank shot, because they brought it back when they redid the talent trees, as just every hunter got that. But yeah, so you had to like have certain things, and there was a progression that was like week to week. The first week, all you could do is kill Luciferon, because you can't beat Magmadar without that, because he'll enrage, you know, and he'll kill everyone. So. You would just, farm a bunch of mobs and be like, all right, well, that's 40 people. That's it for the week. See you next week. Like when it resets, and then we'll have to do it again because we'll only have one hunter with the trank shot, and the cooldown's 45 seconds or something, and the Magmadar rages every 30, so you need to have at least 2 hunters with it. So, yeah. I want it to be as complicated and as shitty as it used to be, because that was part of the fun. And not that WoW sucks now, it's just different. It's a different game. It plays differently. Like, it's much more fun to play, but also, like how Dark Souls is, where you really appreciate the systems and the challenge of, like, getting items, or the challenge of beating a really difficult dungeon encounter are there. And I think WoW has those challenges still in it, but you don't have to do those. There's other ways to get the stuff you want, or there's so many other options for items and gear that you don't have to do the super difficult stuff. If you want to do it and get a crew together and get the cool items you get for that, you can, but they're not necessary. Like back then it was like, you gotta go to this dungeon, you gotta get this 1 in 10 drop so you're ready for the raid, and it would just be running fucking Dire Maul over and over and over and over again just to get a blue drop at the very end, and it won't be like, god damn, we didn't drop it again, so all right, let's start the raid or the dungeon up again. And but that was fun somehow. You know what I mean? Fun in its difficulty.
Yeah. And now
I'm so
it's
excited.
nostalgia.
And we'll play it. I honestly think they're going to... I think there's two ways they could do this. They could either make it a separate $10 a month subscription just for WoW Classic, or a separate $15 a month. Or what I think they should do is just say, hey, if you subscribe to WoW, you can get to the Classic servers. You get both for the same price. They should just do that. I mean, it's just another... But I don't know. I mean, it's a completely different system they have to run. They have to pay people to, keep the servers running and patched and deal with problems of people. And God, dude, man, when that comes out, Matt, you gotta play with me, and I'm gonna show you how to sneak underneath Stormwind, because you can clip through the geometry in some places. Not that you're allowed to do these things, but I certainly knew how to back in my day. How to clip through like geometry in certain areas to climb up behind. So it's actually really interesting. I get deep into this. So the way that the WoW was built was interesting, because you would have continents right on the map, and then in between them there'd be ocean, but not actually. It would just be a vast flat plain of textured ground to with walls that you couldn't climb up, like little hills. But if you knew how to wall jump your way up, you could get up behind the geometry and run around and find secret dev Easter eggs that they placed back there, and find shortcuts to get behind Stormwind. So if you're the Horde, we did a Christmas raid once through that, where we all popped into the Nomergon train and our Santa hats that we got, and we all raced around in there, and it's a no combat zone. The train is, so it's not PvP, so you basically can sit in there and nobody can fight each other. So we just fucked around on a train. All these Alliance people are saying shit and you can't understand. We got a friend who's logged in to an Alliance account, and he's like, oh, this is what they're saying. It's oh fuck, dude, bring those old days back. Fun. Not that I don't think the game will sell that much, but
Blizzard, can you just make us all 10 years younger?
But they can get a community of, I think, probably a few servers together.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, back in the WoW days, I feel like a populated server had concurrently 1,000 or so people on it, across the world. And they could add the server stuff that they have now in the new game. I'd be fine with that. The cross server. Actually, I wouldn't. No cross server shit, because that ruined PvP, in my opinion, in World of Warcraft. Because old school World of Warcraft PvP, which they should implement, had a weekly champion who had the most PvP points for each one. You got a title.
I forgot about that.
So you would have to grind PvP, and you'd see the same person on the other side over and over again every match. They're just grinding Warsong Gulch to become the Grandmaster that week. And then on my server, we used to go on the forums and bitch because there was this Alliance guy who was constantly the Grandmaster week after week. And once you get the title, you unlock the ability to purchase everything for it. So you don't need to be the Grandmaster week after week. But this guy was doing it, and there's only one Grandmaster per server or whatever, or Grand Marshal for the Alliance. And he was like, dude, stop playing so I can be Grand Marshal. I can't play as much as you. This guy needs to stop. And then after a month or something of he just stopped. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? How do you have that much time to keep playing? And there was is he botting? Does he have multiple people playing his account? All this forum chatter, and God, that was a community though back then. But then it kind of ruined it when it moved to multi-server PvP. I mean, of course, you didn't have to wait 25 minutes to get a PvP match. You just instantly match in. But you know, it was really cool seeing the other people on the Alliance every time you go into Warzone games. Like, there's that fucking guy again. He killed me like 3 matches ago, and I'm still salty about it. And you go after him. And me and a couple of my other hunter friends would name our pets after other characters on the Alliance that we hated. So I had like a character named like Luna's mom was the name of one of my like pets because I hated them. And we actually, this was back when the game was broken, and we had Zul'Gurub bats, which were a pet that you could get from the Zul'Gurub, and that was back before they normalized attack speed on pets. So this bat attacked a tick of once per second he attacked, and most animals are about 3 times, once every 3 seconds. So if you put them on a caster, it'd be like bam, 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 bam. They can't cast a thing. It was amazing. It was so broken. That's stuff I hope they have fixed, because that was probably not fun for a caster for a few weeks while that was a thing. But it certainly was fun. Or the Alterac Valley Wolf, who had a run speed of like mounted, because they're supposed to be able to chase you when you're mounted. So they were like just zip across the map. And if you got the speed buff as a pet, you could just like target someone across the map and it would just fucking zip all the way across and attack them. Oh, that game is so fun though. Like, I miss that. The rivalries, that. I hope they bring that back. I really do. So I'm excited that Blizzard decided to say, fuck it, let's do it. You know, I read it. One last thing. I read an article where someone who ran the Nostralis servers, which we reported back like a year ago, that the Blizzard had shut down, that he openly wept when he read the news. Because, I mean, this is something this community has wanted for so long, and they had it.
Just like official Blizzard vanilla servers.
Well, and they had made their own unofficial versions, and Blizzard took it away from them. They're like, why? You're not doing it. And they're doing it, finally. So, who wants to run Blackrock Caverns with me? I'll create maybe a hunter again. But probably
I was trying to think, like,
need a healer?
Which character would I recreate? My druid, my mage, or my hunter?
I played hunter all the way through. I played rogue all the way through.
Oh, no, I would remake my shadow priest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shadow priests were the shit.
Just solo grinding all day.
I could do healer.
I will holy priest for the heals. So, yeah.
Yeah. Holy priest is good. I could do warrior. I could do tanking. I did some tanking recently when I created a new character. I actually did a cool thing on my druid, or not druid, my warrior that I created. I ran him to Ironforge and I created him, and he only levels through playing dungeons. So, because they added like the ability to dungeon queue across servers, so you could basically, if you're a warrior who's the tank, you get instant queues. So whenever I want to go and I just play dungeon, get a queue, go through. My favorite part of being a tank was someone would bitch about you not being a good tank and you just disconnect. Well, have fun sitting around waiting for another guy. I'll just queue up again. As long as you didn't disconnect, like, I think more than 2 or 3 times in an hour, they didn't yell at you or didn't like freeze your queue. So, which I thought was fun. So, yeah, don't bitch at your tank because they'll just leave and you'll be stuck there for like 5 minutes while it matches you up with someone else who may or may not be terrible. So, all right. Anyone else have anything to talk about before we go to sleep? Because I'm tired.
Just real quick, there's a few different fan-made recreations of different WoW environments for virtual reality. So you can go walk around Stormwind in like 1-to-1 scale.
Yeah, I heard about that, and I really want to see that. Oh boy,
I haven't tried any of them. I just watched the videos, and they all look pretty cool. They all got that like nostalgia kick.
Okay, I got two more things to talk about. One, real quick. Did you guys see Thor Ragnarok?
Not yet.
No.
Okay, we'll talk about that if you see it, or if you don't, we'll talk about it next week. That's Tant. Number 2, Matt, you got the music for me? The sad music?
Oh, yeah. Let me just, where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is.
I'd like to mention, let's pour it out here. r/incels is over.
Yep.
Here we go. Oh no, somebody
Can you find like
them.
a worst of our incels list?
That's
or
what I'm
something?
looking at right now. So if we remember r/incels, let me have a look at images. If I do an image search, I might be able to find just some posts that people made. Let me find a bad one. Okay, here we go. Oh my god! Okay, here we go. r/incels. Sorry, I almost said incest, but you'll get to this.
That's probably a
By
subreddit
rating
too.
this. So r/incels was involuntary celibates, which is just basically neckbeards that would bitch about not getting girlfriends because they're horrible people based on the way that they talk in the Reddit. So basically, self-fulfilling prophecy. It was banned by Reddit as a toxic community, so here we are. Sisters are fucking worthless. Mine won't do shit to help me relieve my sexual poverty.
What the
Won't
fuck?
hook me up with her friends. No, won't hook me up with her friends.
Oh, okay.
Won't bring me to parties. Won't give me money so I can get facial surgery. She has a great job and life and deserves none of it. Fucking C-word doesn't even look hot, and she still gets the popular and successful because of pussy. She's a typical hedonistic Western slut. Has like 4 boyfriends. Degenerate AF. If I was all into incest, I might just take what I need from her directly.
That's
She doesn't
right.
really know how fortunate she is on that score. The only difference between us is that I was born with a dick. Our faces even look similar. But for an FHO, light, I don't know what that is. That must be a weird term degrading women. Life is just pure easy mode. Male attention and privilege just rolls in. She's probably fucked an obscene number of normie males, but won't lift a finger to help her own brother. Blow his load. Sisters are cunts. I had to leave that one in there because it's too good of a...
This is just real gross.
Yeah, this is our... That could be a troll post, though, too, because r/incels
That's
also
the
became
thing.
a place where people...
It's impossible to tell though, because the real people in that subreddit were as bad as the trolls.
Here we go. r/incels, best of, continues. Fellow incels, what is the correct way to treat friendly old women? I remember reading a comment here that said old women are friendlier to incels because they have lower estrogen. But how should we treat them? On one side, they are a female, and we should cherish any opportunities to speak to one. But on the other hand, they would have been one of the people calling us worthless virgins if we knew them when they were young. And there's a possibility they're only being friendly because their poor feminist decisions in youth rendered them lonely in old age and are just friendly to everyone.
Fuck?
Thoughts? Question mark?
I have a lot of thoughts. Mostly, get some therapy, dude.
Yeah. This subreddit has made me hate femoids with a burning passion. Before, honestly, I didn't hate females, and I mostly blame myself for being pathetic. However, this is like the 2016. I used to blame myself for being pathetic, but now I'll blame everyone else.
It's someone else's problem.
However, with the regular doses of delicious black pills from here, so is that different than red pilling?
Yeah, okay, I think I know this one. So red pill is when you suddenly realize that being a white male makes you oppressed. And then I think black pilling is just hating everyone in general.
Okay, yep. I'm black pilled, but just for the people that were our incel people. Anyway, from here I have learned the true nature of these vile creatures, and there's no turning back. At the beginning, my anger was confined to when I was posting here, but now whenever I look at a femoid, blood rushes to my head, and I feel white-hot rage. Okay, this guy's gonna murder somebody. It even started to affect my day-to-day life. I am a wage cuck in a corporate environment. Oh, God. So I have to deal with these things quite regularly. Deal with these things means interact with women.
Human, female people.
Quite regularly. I am usually very charismatic and funny. Yeah, no.
No,
Females
you're not.
regularly tell me I'm hilarious and regularly talk with me. No, they don't.
No, none of that's true. Also,
they want
don't
you
call
to
them
leave.
females.
So they're going to be like, that's funny, and then like leave so that you stop talking to them. I'm good at hiding my rage, but I think that these females can tell something's a little off, even admits to it here. I don't regret coming here, though. I'd rather know the true nature of female humanoid organisms. Organisms. That's the name.
Oh,
that's the episode title.
What did that other guy? FHO?
Yeah, that's it.
That's
Female
female
humanoid
humanoid organisms.
Female.
Man, I can't believe
humanoid.
these guys can't get girlfriends.
Wow. Okay, female humanoid organisms. I'd rather know the truth about them and accept my fate rather than be a delusional blue-pilled a cuck. Do you want to know some terms here? Let's get through the actual like terminology for incels here. The lingo. Inceldom, the state of being incel or involuntary celibate, which just means a virgin. Prime, the state of a person's peak physical sexual appeal. This is... Oh, I can't read this. This is roughly age 16 for women.
Wait.
And age 21 for men. Now, to be fair to
I
this
zoned
person,
out about the first part of that sentence.
this is roughly age 16 for women and age 21 for men. To be fair, age 16 is the age of consent in some places like Alabama, as I learned today reading the news. But not everywhere. I would probably disagree with that statement and say it would be someone, I don't know. What do you think peak women is? Like what, mid-20s?
I'm not even going to answer that question because there's no answer that's not a trap.
I'm going to say the age that my fiance is. Peak attract. Anyway, age 21 for men. That's not true at all, I don't think, for a lot of women. I think women would say men probably peak in their 30s. Mid-30s.
I'm still on the rise.
Yeah. Men and women of past these ages are said to be post-prime. Men who do not experience their wives' prime are essentially being cuckolded, as explained by this graph. And it just links to a graph that must exist somewhere. Chad. A man that is 8 plus 10 has the charisma to back it up. These are the men that are having 80% of the sex. Here's the thing that you learn when you become older, is that you think everyone's having sex but you, when it turns out nobody's having sex. Just so you know, that's the way that the world is. Everyone thinks everyone else is having more sex than they are. Okay. Whore. Let's get the definition of whore. A woman that has had a sexual partner prior to marriage. All right.
I don't agree with that definition.
She was spitting on her future husband by doing this, and is now worthless for all things except sex. A whore can never become a proper wife. Due to feminism, most Western women are whores today. That's a good quote. Due to feminism. Mm-hmm.
Is this whole thing just a parody subreddit?
I don't know, and that's the world we live in, 2016, 2017, is I don't know who's trolls or not. I'm an online troll now, Matt. I follow TPUSA and post supportive comments that accuse many alt-right members of being adult babies in my playgroup. And that's a parody. But I don't know if these people are doing parody. Anyway, the beta provider. the type of men that post-prime women often settle down with once having a fun youth having sex with chads. Once they're done having sex with chads. These men are often less physically unattractive, or one might say a chad who is not 21 but 35. But let's not think about that. These men rarely get sex from their wives who do not love them, and are prone to getting divorced and struck down with alimony and child support, often for children that are not biologically yours. What? I'm pretty sure you can't get alimony for a child that isn't yours. You might have to pay child support. I don't know the laws, but I'm pretty sure you only have to pay for kids that are yours. Anyway,
it's actually not. Most laws do actually say if it's going to be in the benefit of the child. If they were provided before, that they want to make sure that the child lives a very similar life.
Yes, but this would be a child if it wasn't biologically yours. You were already agreeing to help raise. Anyway, feminism. Here we go.
Oh boy.
This is the best thing I've ever read. An ideology that stands for the enshrining of rapists, abusers, and other sociopathic men and public shaming of men who are socially awkward or shy. Key aspects of this ideology are women's suffrage, which becomes disastrous when done at a national level, state-enforced cuckolding, unlimited sexual freedom of women at the expense of men, and persecution of straight/white men. Feminism is the biggest reason men are incel. So the fact that women are having more sex than they used to is why more men are incel. That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think that math works out.
An excel, a type of incel that is incel for a specific reason. Common uses are, oh, I gotta see this. There's more. Oh no, it cuts off. I need to read the rest of this. Okay. So this is the reason of why you're an incel. So you're like X stands for a word, basically. So common are height cell, incel because they are too short. God, I want the rest of this post. I can't. It's just an imgur. There's more. Oh, there's so much more.
God.
Oh, it's so
you get
good.
real excited about this.
Oh no.
Hold on, let me just...
Bald cell, incel because they're bald. Looks cell, incel because they're ugly. This is the best one. Curry cell, incel because they're Indian.
What the fuck?
Location cell, incel because they're in a location not helpful to dating. You know you can move. Work cell. Work selling. An incel that is stuck as a perpetual provider without getting any benefits out of it. Work cells slave away at their job to pay taxes to fund degenerate feminist programs, such as state-endorsed cuckolding, which whatever that is.
I don't know what the fuck.
Gym cell. Gym cell. An incel that actually believes he can escape his condition by working out / getting fit. Obviously, this is a fruitless labor because inceldom is inescapable. You know, everyone was an incel until they had sex the first time. But whatever. Red pill. Truth. Has little to do with r/the red pill. So red pill is just truth. Cope. A lie that people tell themselves to feel better. Common copes are men age like wine. It will get better if I just do X. I could just cure X. If I could just cure X, I would stop being incel, etc. Also describes ways people cope with being incel, such as drug addiction, alcoholism, LDAR, etc. I don't know what LDAR is. It'll probably be explained in the future. What is this world? Rape.
Wait,
not
LDAR?
Yep.
Long distance asexual relationship?
Yeah, probably. God damn it, TJ. Why
That
do you
makes
know
more
all this?
sense than leak
I'm just
detection
guessing.
and repair.
Yes. Leak detection and repair.
That's what Google
I go
says.
around fixing leaks. It makes me feel better. All right, rape. Non-consensual PIV sex with a woman. Now I'm assuming PIV is penis and vagina.
It is.
Okay.
That one I know.
With a woman. The official stance of r/incels is that sex with a female resource Sex is a female resource which is given to men. Female on male rape is the same as forcing someone to take money. It is ergo impossible for a woman to rape a man.
That's just not true.
80-20 rule. The belief that 20% of the guys are having 80% of the sex. This does not mean 80% of the men are incel, but it signals a disastrous trend in which women have markedly more power in the sexual marketplace than men do, which leads to mass inceldom. All right, this isn't true. Hypergamy. Evolutionary psychology theory on the instinctual desire of humans of the female sex to discard a current mate when the opportunity arises to latch onto a subsequent mate of higher status due to the hindbrain impetus to find a male with the best ability to provide for her own offspring. Yeah, man, that hindbrain impetus. You guys want to know what state enforced cuckolding is?
I have to now.
This is it. A system in which taxpayer money goes to single mothers to support Chad's children after he wouldn't be bothered to raise them. In this system, all men who pay into it are cuckolds as they're paying for the offspring that isn't theirs. So welfare is state enforced cuckolding. Go ER. This is why the our incels is closed. To go on an incel rage-driven shooting spree like Elliot Rodger. r/incels does not support or encourage this or violence of any kind. I mean, we talk about rape as if it's not a big deal, but, you know, don't shoot anyone. Oh, yeah. I've got it. LDAR.
Have you seen any of the last podcast on the left did an episode about manifestos, and one of the things they covered was Elliot, what's his face?
Roger.
Yeah.
If I think I remember,
he just wrote like the most pathetic douchebag. Like, he's just one of those people that's like, if you're gonna go on a shooting spree and then kill yourself, just reverse that order and do the kill yourself first, and everybody else will be a lot better off.
You go wrong with LDAR.
What is it?
Lay down and rot. To just give up on modern society. Okay, we got 2 words left here. Degeneracy. Anything that is dysgenic to the health of society. These things include, or but not limited to, feminism, women's suffrage, inceldom at mass levels, homosexuality, alternative females, or alternative families, single motherhood, state-enforced cuckolding, and let's just throw it in there, race mixing. You know, there was no race in here before, but now that's in here. It's just like when you hear, like, you know, an old person, like, talk about, like, oh, man, back in my day, we didn't have this, and also those N-words knew their place.
It's like, whoa,
Grandpa! Why did you say that? What? Anyway, no, my grandma didn't say that, but there was a similar situation. Where yeah, it was like, whoa, hey, I guess you were like, you know, of like, you know, she was born in like 1915 or something. It was like, okay, I guess in the 30s were when you were a young adult, but it doesn't work, man. Anyway, you kind of get a free pass for stuff you say when you're like above 90. Like, well, I guess you said that.
Yeah, it's like you're not gonna change.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like, well, you know, you're still my grandma.
Thanks for
a description. Okay, here we go. Sexual economics. A description of how the biological commodity of sex is handled by society. The more sexually liberated the rich, or aka rich women become, the harder it is for betas, the poor, to get. So this is a class struggle thing, and a race thing, because they said race mixing. But
yeah, do you think at any point when writing these rules, they were just like, "Hey, what if we talk to them like humans?" And
no, that doesn't come in.
Did human things?
That's what a cuck would do.
Oh, okay.
The only we gotta do pickup artist community, which I'm sure still exists. on Reddit, and it's probably where I'm going to go next for my worst of Reddit. The only men that can benefit from a more open sexual market are the Chads, who are also rich in this analogy. It's because women can continuously bang the top percent of men without the need of monogamous commitment, which they need to get from the beta men. Tinder, online dating, social media in general are now just tax breaks, which in theory would benefit both women and Chads and the betas. However, in reality, these things only serve to help the former group. Conversely, slut shaming ironically helps beta men get laid. It's analogous to the regulation imposed on a business. Well, it decreases the amount of total sex had by women. It makes it so they're more likely to be monogamous. So when you slut shame someone, they're less likely to sleep around, so they're more likely to get with an incel than a chat. Oh, okay, I get it. That's it. That's all this.
Okay. So am I a
That's the worst
Chad?
thing I've ever read. Yeah, I guess.
Okay, just
Yeah,
because like I
that's a
don't
Chad.
hate women.
Well, no, the Chads hate women.
Oh.
I
Okay.
mean, apparently everyone hates women.
I like that they're like, also women shouldn't be allowed to vote.
Yeah, you know.
Oh man, good riddance. Our
Yeah,
incels.
Goodbye. We're done for tonight as well.
It's too bad there's only 1,000 other garbage subreddits to focus on in the future.
Hey, they'll get through them all eventually.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, and with that music, we know it's the time to end the podcast.
It's the time, it's the place.
It's the time, it's the place. You can find me on John_Danger on Twitter, making fun of Turning Point USA and just posting random stuff. That's where you can find me. Or the website is bornintheeighties.net. Sorry.
You can find me on Twitter as, let's say, at Sean Hannity. That's SeanHannity. Just tweet at me.
About incels.
Yeah.
Over on Twitter, it's at MayofMay84. Over on Twitch, that's /MayofMay. Or come join the Discord. Just go to the website John mentioned, bornintheeighties.net. Hit that Discord link. Come talk to us. We don't bite. Well, I bite. It's how you eat.
Yes.
It's true.
Eating is good. Man. If any of this incel stuff resonated with the way you think about people, just maybe look inward. Maybe work on you. Work on loving you. And then everything else will fix itself.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta work on yourself to get better.
All right. I'm going to kill the broadcast now.